An Australian super fund for healthcare workers is taking on the world's biggest fast food chains, including KFC and McDonald's. Hesta is doing this as part of a fight against antibiotic resistance. Our business reporter Amelia Turzon has the story, and she joins us now from Melbourne. Hi, Amelia. Firstly, then, what is antimicrobial resistance and why would a super fund care about it?
Antimicrobial resistance is linked to the rise of superbugs. It's when medicines that we've designed to kill bugs, like antibiotics, simply stop working against illnesses. While it's a natural process, antimicrobial resistance is linked to the overuse of antibiotics in both people, in plants, and in the animals that we farm for meat production or dairy production. Hesta is specifically worried about antimicrobial resistance because, as well as devastating health impacts, especially in poorer countries around the world, there's also a financial risk that's bedded in to antimicrobial resistance. Here is Hesta talking about the risks that they see.
Our members tell us that they see the effects of antimicrobial resistance in the people that they care for in a healthcare setting. And then when life-saving medicines no longer work, that really impacts severely on the economy as well. So research from the World Bank estimates that by 2050, antimicrobial resistance could reduce global GDP by up to 3.8%, which is the same impact as the global financial crisis annually.
So how is Hesta fighting this, Amelia?
So as I mentioned, antimicrobial resistance is linked to the overuse of antibiotics in people, plants and animals. And it's really this last bit that's turned fast food companies into a major target for tackling antimicrobial resistance. We've had many major global fast food companies, including McDonald's, the biggest one in the world, Yum Brands, which owns KFC, and a bunch of other companies that are listed on Wall Street, had shareholder resolutions lobbed against them by everything from major funds like Hesta, which owns stocks in them, to very small entities which are trying to encourage them to implement what they say would be tighter policies around the use of antibiotics in their supply chain. That would implement everything from the farming of pork products, chicken products and beef products as well.
And it's not just Hesta you've spoken to. You've also talked to a Catholic nun in Texas who's at the forefront of this fight as well.
Yeah, that's correct. So as well as Hesta, which is an $84 billion super fund here in Australia, you've got at the other end of the spectrum very, very small groups of people using stocks that they own to lobby fast food companies over antibiotics. The Benedictine Sisters of Bern are a group of nuns based in a tiny little town outside San Antonio in Texas. They own just $2,000 worth of McDonald's stock, and they have been using that to meet with the company, they say, and also to lodge major shareholder action on Wall Street. It is worth noting that none of these shareholder resolutions lobbed against McDonald's or KFC's owner Yum Brands have received more than about 20% voter support, but it is clear that this really is a new forefront of activism against companies using the stock market.
And what do the fast food companies and experts say on this health issue?
So I approached both McDonald's and Yum Brands, which owns KFC, and neither responded to questions. However, they have been putting up responses to the shareholder action on Wall Street, where they say that the policies that the likes of Hesta or the Benedictine Sisters of Bern have been arguing for would be unnecessary and duplicative. They say that that's because they already have really strong policies and have been strengthening their policies on how much antibiotics or the types of antibiotics that can be used in their supply chains with meat production. It's also worth noting that top scientists, including the CSIRO, which I interviewed for this story, say that we have to be careful here about activism against companies that would encourage them to just stop using antibiotics entirely. They say that that would be very problematic and dangerous for animals as well.
Amelia, thank you.